Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV, and Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities said that organizing the United Nations Conference of Parties on Climate Change, the COP27, which will be held in November in Egypt's Sharm el-Sheikh, is a top priority of the ministry. The ministry stressed that they are paying great attention to the preparations for this event and that the ministry is in full swing to harness all possible tourism potentials to contribute to holding the conference in an honorable manner that reflects Egypt's position and value globally. And we are honored to host our distinguished guest, Dr. Yahya Abdel, a touristic counselor, to tell us more about Egypt's preparations to hold the COP27. A very good day, sir, and it's a pleasure to have you with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise.
Thank you, Ms. Ran.
Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, Ahmed Isa, announced that the ministry is planning to organize several activities related to environmental sector in the coming few weeks. Would you tell us more about these activities, sir?
Yes, really, we are delighted that Egypt, is hosting the COP27, the UN Climate Change Conference. Especially, there's going to be over 40,000, participants, presidents, UN delegates, foreign representations, environmentalists and professional and world media. So that's going to create, make Sharm el-Sheikh, an international hub for meetings, conventions and incentive travel. Last week, Prime Minister Dr. Madbouli has been continuously every week visiting Sharm el-Sheikh and checking on the progress. And he was associated and visiting in conjunction with Dr. Ahmed Isa, Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, Minister of Environment, Minister of Aviation, Minister of Housing, because all of them, and the Governor, Mr. Foda, Governor of Southern Sinai, to check on the progress for the Sharm el-Sheikh International Airport, to make sure that accessibility to visitors is going to be in association with the large volume of visitors. They have an excellent network and communication systems and internet facilities provided by all hotels, and as well we have state-of-the-art transportation system for the visitors. And Minister of Tourism Dr. Ahmed Isa, he initiated a series of programs and initiatives, and especially with the existence of the Sharm el-Sheikh Museum for Antiquities.
Sir, Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities launched touristic programs for the delegations participating in the 27th conference of the parties to the United Nations Conference, which is the Climate Exchange COP27, which significant from your own perspective and the programs.
Well, as globally, Sharm el-Sheikh is recognized as a top resort and destination for major events, that we have seen for the past 20 years. So we have excellent resort facilities for visitors. That's why it became an international hub for visitors worldwide. We have, the aquatics, and we have the coral reefs, and we have the diving, we have the beaches. And visitors, they are going to have breaks, to do safari trips. And we have environmental areas, like Dahab, Nuweiba, and Ras Muhammad. So there is lots of, very interesting and exciting leisure activities that visitors coming by that magnitude, 40,000, is going to enjoy over a period of 3 weeks.
Hotels in Sharm el-Sheikh are preparing, of course, for this unprecedented summit or conference that is hosting more than 30,000 visitors who are expected to arrive for the COP27.
Yes.
Would you tell us more about the hotel's preparations, sir?
Well, there's been a strategic committee, initiated by the Ministry of Tourism, and they were checking on the facilities of all the hotels and services. For example, the sanitation, the preparation, the training, the hospitality, suites, and facilities provided for the visitors, because many of them are media professionals. You like to contact, the countries, their audiences, and this a very, interesting and strategic conference that have a strong magnitude on our planet, because you remember, during the summer season, we have tornadoes, we have earthquakes, we have floods. we have bushfires, and we are suffering, like as a planet, like as a globe. That's why President Abdel Fattah is giving too much emphasis for the success of this conference that's going to benefit Egypt because of the green hydrogen power, and Egypt now is becoming a hub, like for clean energy worldwide, and that's why Egypt has been chosen, like to be the venue for holding, like the COP27.
Among the 30 national projects expected to be completed within the next few days are the construction of a bridge on the King Salman Road, the construction of 5 transverse accesses linking Al Salman, King Salman and the Ring Road. How far will developing roads boost tourism industry, sir?
This is, like a strategic accessibility policy, like for the government and for the Ministry of Tourism and Transportation, because, like visitors, like they need to have access to visit, like resorts and destination, and to be safe and to be clean and to be environmental and eco-friendly as well. That's why Egypt, like is employing a fleet, like of electric cars to make, like the environment clean and sanitized. As we expect, inshallah, this is going to be provided all over Egypt with the advent of the express trains that's going to be, moving all the way from Ain al-Sokhna and Marsa Alam all the way to Al-Alamein soon, inshallah.
Sir, how far would this summit contribute to increasing the number of incoming tourism to Egypt?
Well, definitely, like this is a world event, and have, as you know, that it has been a controversial, summit. Like when you remember what took place in Scotland, in Glasgow, in Paris, worldwide capitals, and inshallah next year is going to be held in the UAE, the Emirates. So that this is excellent opportunity for Egypt as Africa and for the United Emirates, as a Gulf country. This is going to contribute, significantly to the inflow of international travel to Egypt, because this is going to add to the concept of Egypt as an excellent hub for MICE meeting, incentives, convention, and exhibition on a worldwide scale.
Minister of Youth, Sir Ashraf Sobhi, has suggested holding the Conference of Youth on the sidelines of the 27th session of the Conference of Parties, the COP27. How do you view this, sir?
Well, because, like a large number of young men and women from Egyptian universities has been trained over 3 months to host the events and lead, and guide the visitors, and even, the Cairo University, the College of Mass Comm, many students, has been selected and chosen and groomed to be, escorting, 10,000 at least of the VIP visitors, the media, the environmentalists, who are going to be experimenting, lots of issues, when they visiting the aquatic places in Egypt, the selected preserved areas, Ras Muhammad and Weba, and the safaris. So this is very essential to have professionals supporting and conducting the COP27 Climate Change Conference of the UN.
Okay, sir, at the end of this interview, I'd like to ask you what the archaeologists are sounding. The alarm over the threat climate change and pollution are posing to the country's unique ancient heritage. How do you read this?
Well, this is, of course, is an excellent opportunity for Egypt. We've been working for many years to establish, and develop, the Grand Egyptian Museum. We have, the expeditions working in Saqqara. Remember last week, we have a great spectacle of the Stefano Ricci, performance and 50 years anniversary. And next December 3rd, we are going to have more Italian designers and model coming to perform, next to the Giza necropolis. So Egyptian antiquities, archaeology and heritage is really in effect benefiting Egyptian tourism on a global scale.
Yes, the pose and threat on our archaeological sites from the climate change, sir.
Yes, because we have seen many countries that was flooded, and that's destroyed, museums, archaeology sites. Sometimes there is, dry weather and shortage of water, so that makes large areas, become barren and sterile. And the change of weather, of 0.5, degrees, that increases, the perils and the damage for the infrastructure, for the archaeology, for the history, for many aspects of life in our planet, and deforestation and many dangers. So that's why we hope this, conference is going to benefit us, inshallah.
Hopefully, sir. Wishing all success to such a wonderful conference that all the world is going to be looking up to Egypt. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Yahya Abdel, touristic counselor. Thank you very much for joining us here in Nile Cruise. Thank you very much for your informative knowledge, sir. Dear viewers, this was the segment of Nile Cruise. Stay tuned. We have more yet to come.